Hello there. Well, I think we're going to see a lot of red faces out there amongst the mainstream press and woke lefty soy latte guzzling Tommy Robinson haters. Because, shock horror, after the British Transport Police arrested Tommy Robinson yesterday evening, they've now released him back into society. No remand, no court appearance. How can that be? The lefties will be running about in a gibbering panic. Because if the police had anything on him, or he had absconded like many of them claimed, he'd almost certainly still be in clink. So I think there'll be quite a lot of ex-post deletion going on right now. Yes, at about 1 a.m. last night, Tommy was freed after being interviewed by the British Transport Police over an alleged assault in St Pancras Station a few days ago, where Tommy is said to have left a 64-year-old man spark out on the deck. And we all remember that, don't we, that particular video? And everyone on all the Tommy haters were out there straight away, weren't they? Demanding his immediate arrest and incarceration and all the rest of it. So the Tommy haters, you know, those that support the grooming gangs that Tommy so abhors, were out and about demanding Tommy be locked up for years, etc., etc., etc. Despite claims by Tommy that he acted in self-defence. The left don't like due process, just locking people up that they hate. Remember them condemning the Manchester Airport Police? And all that these Tommy haters relied on for their evidence was a short video clip we've all seen that was taken after the event. But as I understand it, Tommy, his lawyer and the police reviewed the station's security footage during yesterday's police interview and then let Tommy go home. And that tells me that the footage more than likely supports Tommy's position of self-defence. So my call to Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper and the British Transport Police is: release the full available video footage of the whole incident and let the truth be known. And I'm sure that had the video shown Tommy even to be slightly culpable, it would have been leaked to the press already. Now, as I understand it from an ex-post put out by Ezra Levant of Rebel News, Tommy was released on bail without charge. And I'll just show you what he put up. If I can get the right one, there we go. Great news, Tommy Robinson released on bail as police review surveillance footage of the assault against him. They still have the ability to charge him at a future date, but have so far declined to do so. So, that means basically he can go free, but has to be available to the police should they want to talk to him again. You know, like the sheriff in the old Wild West. Don't leave town without talking to me first, that sort of thing. And that they can still arrest him any time they want to. But if the video had been slam dunk against Tommy, I'm sure he'd have been in court today. But he's not, is he? So there's no charge, no court date, and no sub judice. And if I were Tommy, I'd be elated, cock-a-hoop, buzzing in fact. Now, when Tommy Robinson alighted from his flight from Faro into Luton, if you remember, must learn how to do this, there you go, he was mob arrested by the British Transport Police and taken off for interview. But this, once again as I understand it, was a pre-organised event. It wasn't him just sort of turning up unannounced. As I understand it, the police knew his movements. One officer in a car would have been more than ample to do that job, surely. I mean, he said he's coming back and he would have just gone with them. Or is this the only way that these police officers could get their selfie with the great man? You have to wonder, don't you? And just imagine if those other officers had been out in stations catching those rampant fare dodgers. That would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? Instead of crowding round Tommy, 4 of them, then there's the driver in the van as well, I should think. Anyway, going by what Ezra Levant said, Tommy was in touch with the police all the way through, even phoning them directly after that incident in the train station, as far as I'm aware, and then returning early from a business trip abroad to talk to the police. But the British Transport Police will no doubt be looking at every opportunity to get one over on Tommy, won't they? I'm wondering if they've been through all the footage from the moment he got on a tube train, all the way through to when he got off to go to the airport, to go to on his business trip. I'm just wondering if they look, did he put his feet on the seats? Can we catch him out there? Did he drop some litter? You know the idea. And I wonder what else they'll try to pin on him. And why, if they already had the St Pancras footage, they must have had it for quite some time, why did they actually arrest him at all if they've now just let him go? Or did they think they could bamboozle him into pleading guilty? But what does concern me is, had this happened a few years ago, say during Tommy's EDL years, would we have seen this outcome? Somehow, I don't think so. I think it would have gone completely the other way, evidence or film footage or not. So, what do you think about all of this, Richard?
Thank you, Jeff. Well, it seems quite clear to me that the police must release this footage as soon as possible, because if there's no charges been pressed, we've just seen the mainstream media going absolutely cock-a-hoot, trying to paint Tommy as being some sort of... I mean, let me just put this one up here, Jeff. I'm just uploading something right now for everyone to see. It's just the framing, as per usual, of Tommy, and this is from the Telegraph. If we can get the right one there, Jeff. Can we... If
I can.
Has it uploaded?
Seems to have... Let me just remove it and reinsert it. Sorry.
There we go. Yes, a sort of far-right activist detained at Luton Airport in relation to incident that left man with serious injuries. I do believe that man is out of hospital now, and I hope that he's getting well. But yes, all the same, as must we all. But the problem here is that he's been once again framed as far-right, and the press made hay of this. You know, they really did go to town on Tommy on this one. And if that footage shows that Tommy is innocent, which, I mean, I don't want to sort of say anything in advance of seeing the footage, but it's very strange that they'd release him without pressing any charges. But if that's the case, then Tommy has been defamed by this whole affair. Ooh, yeah. And definitely, Jeff. Definitely defamed by this whole affair, and therefore this needs to be put out as soon as possible. And there needs to be apologies in all the newspapers that described him as far right, that said he was running away, he was fleeing the country, that he was... I mean, what did I see? I believe I saw manhunt. The word manhunt was used in the Daily Mail to describe Tommy's situation. Utterly disgraceful, Jeff. Utterly disgraceful.
No, absolutely. I find it terrible. They should have learned from the recent Manchester airport goings on, shouldn't they? If they'd believed that, if they'd thought, well, wait a minute, things can be different, it might not be quite everything it seems, then they would have, they should have thought about before they said anything, before they put anything up on Twitter, before they put anything up on Facebook. But they didn't. They went straight in with, man on ground. Tommy stood there, therefore he is guilty. And that was the end of the conversation for 90% of the Tommy haters. There were a few out there saying, let's wait, but not many. They were all on the bandwagon, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Sorry, I've got to put this one up. This is Neil Blackman, and this will bring back some memories. Tommy's fault wearing a loud T-shirt in a built-up area. Now, if anyone knows their comedy, they'll know that where that came from. But yeah.
I don't know that one, Jeff, myself. I'm a bit lax on that one.
Oh, dear me. You'll have to look that one up, I'm afraid.
I'll have to do that, yeah. Yes. But no, this is a very serious situation where you have a man going about his daily business who may have been attacked and may have responded in self-defense, but we don't know. But the sheer fact that there was none of this, presumed innocent until found guilty, there was none of that. Oh, no. Then the media went straight in. It's almost as if the whole process, and we all know that the process is the punishment, especially when it comes to Tommy Robinson, and the lawfare that has been applied by the British state against him, not just under Keir Starmer, but under the Tories as well. The entire establishment is terrified. They're utterly terrified of Tommy and the movement to unite the kingdom. What is it about uniting the kingdom that they are so angry about and don't want? What is it about this establishment that they're so frightened of people like Tommy Robinson? I mean, you'd swear they had something to hide there.
Yes, they would. I'm just looking at this. Sorry, I was just looking at this. Thank you very much, Vander Volks. Tommy just done premiere. They lied. Fella wasn't 64. So someone is lying somewhere, aren't they? And if that's the case, what else are they lying about? I hadn't realised that Tommy has done a premiere. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone live on this one. Would have been a bit pointless, but we're here now. So I'll have to have a look at that one. But yeah. Yes. What's this one about? Newspapers apology. Yeah, right. They should do, but think there's as much chance of Ben apologising as Starmer. Right, okay. Yeah, this was the one that puzzled me. Why has the person on the floor got something covering his head? I didn't understand any of that at all. It looked a bit weird, but maybe it's just his coat or part of his jacket or anything like that. And as William Welling says, time to sue the fake news outlets. Yeah, I mean, might well be a case for that, although I'm sure that the mainstream press will have their lawyers out in force trying to protect their position. I just think they assumed that it would go badly for him. Oh, come on, Michael. If you met the guy, you would never say that. Ever say that. If you'd met
Tommy
him.
has, yeah, absolutely. Tommy has, I haven't met Tommy recently or at all, but I've had very much communication through people like Jeff and other people who know him very well, and I've watched lots of footage of Mr. Robinson, and you cannot say that the man has a low IQ. Even Jordan Peterson has said exactly the same thing. So if Jordan Peterson says, well, a man's clever, you probably want to listen to that. He has released something on Twitter now, Tommy has, and that's available now to watch. But I'd like to watch that later because from what I can see, he's saying that at the start of it is release the footage now. And this is exactly right. Clearly, he's quite jovial from what I can see in the footage, Tommy is, and he's asking for the footage to be released. So what does this show? What does this show? What's been going on? Is this... It makes you wonder, because I like there was one term that I think it was Ezra Levant used, calling the regime media, which is absolutely correct. We are talking about regime media when we're talking about the mainstream media. That's all you have to remember, is that they are the mainstream. And the mainstream is the regime. It's one and the same. Don't trust it. We quote it. Jeff and I will quote it, but we're always doing that as well, very much in the knowledge of the framing and the intention of the regime, of the establishment. Always do that. It's a very wise move to do, is read the papers. Even if you think, it's a load of rubbish, yes, but at least you understand the way that they want you to think. Then you understand the version of reality that they want you to have. And then you come to places like to Jeff and myself or wherever, where you will get the proper reframing of that news.
Yeah. Yes. It's sort of like all just one-sided. We know it. We know it's two-tier. The whole system's two-tier. The society from top to bottom is not about It's not about the three classes, upper, middle, and working class, and all that sort of thing. It's about the people at the top that we've allowed to get into positions of power who just wish us harm. They don't care about us. It's all about them and their policies and all the rest of it. As Stewie says
Very
here,
true.
thank you very much for your contribution. Police won't release the CCTV footage unless they are forced to. They need to run the blob's narrative as far as they can. Exactly. And Tommy needs to sue the mainstream media. He needs to, he needs to get on that case. That'll pay all his legal bills. The trouble is that he still has to front up the legal bills for this police thing. They're going to try and drain him of all his funds all the time. They'll keep putting him into court. More court fees, more lawyers' fees. And the judges will always make sure that he ends up paying them. Even if he wins the court case, there'll be some reason to make sure he pays. And that's what's been happening. It's wrong. It's unjust. It is not British or English law in its reality, in equity. It's not working that way. So,
Yes, I mean, let's face it. Let's remember, Tommy was one of the first people to speak out on the situation with the groomers. Everyone else was too frightened. And speaking of people being frightened to speak their minds, I'm just over on Breitbart here. This is a slightly older article, but it does deserve an airing. 84% of Germans believe people afraid to speak their mind for fear of consequences. More than 8 in 10 Germans said they believe people are afraid to express their full opinions amid an increasingly censorious political climate in the country. Come to Starmer's Britain, you know.
It sounds very, very familiar, doesn't it?
Well, it does, Jeff. I mean, you and I have had the conversation. Do we shut up? Do we just shut up and just let this carry on without speaking out? The answer is no. We can't do that. I'm sorry. We know how much what this little thing we do, how much it does mean to people, and we're not going to give up. It means a lot to a lot of people. So there's something here as well. The Telegraph. Tourists tackle migrants fleeing boat on Spanish beach. Footage show 13 men diving in the sea and swimming ashore, where they were immediately met with fierce resistance. Migrants attempting to land on the beach in Spain were tackled to the ground by locals and tourists before being taken into custody by the police. It goes to show the strength of feeling right now, Jeff, that's going right across Europe. It's not just in the United Kingdom. It's not just in Germany. The whole of Europe is at a tipping point. And I think one country snaps, every other one in Europe will follow suit. And I'm sorry, I can't read it any other way. I cannot read it any other way. No wonder they want people like Tommy shut up, and why they want people like Geert Wilders shut up. Anyone who's got a voice to say something, who will stand up for the people. You know, this is why, I mean, Germany, aren't they trying to brand the AfD, the German government, as an extremist organisation now?
Yes.
I mean, they're trying to stifle debate. It's the same with Starmer. It was the same with Sunak. Don't let that little get away with it either.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
This is a good one. The whole point of lawfare is that it is not fair. No, exactly. It's not. And this is what's happening to Tommy through and through. They're going to keep draining him of money, all the money and the time and the energy he has. They're hoping to sap him. So I'll be sending him a bit of money myself, because I hate it. I just hate this whole thing. There you go.
Yeah, this is why people do need to support.
Sorry, Richard, have we got some trolls?
Let's have a look here.
If you can have a quick look.
You carry on, Jeff, and I'll have a little look.
Yeah. If you want someone banned, I'll ban them. I'm fed up with them. Anyway, what should concern us is that lawfare is being used more and more and more. It's being used against people. It's like and in fact, it's being used against us with these super injunctions. How many super injunctions are there, or even just injunctions against the ordinary people of this country being told not being told what's actually going on? At the end of the day, if we don't know what's going on, we can't make informed decisions on voting and all this sort of thing. And it does make people angry, and they do go off the deep end. Why don't they just tell us the truth, warts and all? We'll get on with it. Most people understand that things go wrong. Most people understand when it's explained to them carefully and consideredly right at the start. They can move with things. But when they've got to the position they're having to hide it, then we know they've gone too far. They know it. And they should change policy and start doing what we expect them to do. Yeah. Yeah, this sort of thing, the public has been gaslighted into a kind of false sense of moral superiority, says Dathan 28. Fascism under the guise of liberalism. Yes, who was it who said that? Was it Ronald Reagan said it, didn't he? That the next set of fascism would come in the guise of liberalism or something like that. Yeah. Have you found anything, Richard?
I'm just looking.
Nah, that's all right.
You know, sometimes you just got to leave some people just have their say.
Yeah.
If I find somebody's been completely offensive to somebody, and obviously we're gonna have to speak, but I mean,
okay.
At the end of the day, it's like, as Rosemary did say, anyone can block. If there's a troll you don't like, just block them. If you don't like it, it's just you can do it yourselves, guys. It's just, yeah. Tommy's fanboys, all jobless dole grabbers by Michael. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I like that one. Oh, wonderful. The intelligentsia are out in force, I can see. Wonderful.
Yeah. This one moved too fast. Let's have a look. Tommy has been stalked and harassed but under both Tory and Labour governments. The only constant is Whitehall. Someone at the top is persecuting Tommy. Yeah, it's just a general persecution of anyone who has ideas that don't fit in with the consensus that has to be forced on us, basically. Yeah. And Copper Deseo says, cops are criminals, the courts are the tools of criminals, the government is run by criminals. Basically, UK has become a kleptocracy. Yeah, if we're not there, we're getting there very fast. And most of the problem is that we've got so used to being told that just vote red or vote blue every now and again and everything will be fine, that the country will be run in a very efficient manner and you'll be looked after from cradle to grave. Now it's turning out that they're trying to not put people in a cradle by killing them before they get there and bringing the grave as close to you as possible as you get older. So, yes. Yeah, what I think is happening with the UK government is some kind of amalgam between communism and Islam. I don't think it's an amalgam.
Yes.
I think
I
think both sides. No, I think both sides are using each other but each side thinks they will control the other.
Fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah. That's
how I see
it. That's a better framing of it, I'd say. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But there is a coming
But
together.
I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from. So it's not to dismiss that. Yes. Here's a good one. Don't underestimate the evil actions of a regime under distress, says Trond Kolstow. No, absolutely not. There's a lot of vested interest out there. And the worst of it is, many of those vested interests are interested because they've got interests in hotels. They've got interests in healthcare that has to be given to certain people. All that sort of thing. And,
well, Jeff, hasn't it just come out
guards and all this? Yeah.
Yeah, but Starmer's aide, hasn't he been linked to, or was it his father who's profiting? Probably. I'm not exactly
his
sure.
father was going to benefit. Yes. Yeah.
from migration through hotels. Whether this is true or not, I don't know, but it was in the papers. So yeah, I mean, it was in the papers, ladies and gentlemen. We all know the truth of something being in the papers, but oh, what if it is true? Oh my days! That would, I mean, a prime minister under such circumstances, if that was a thing, if that was really happening, a prime minister should step down, should he not? And the aide should be sacked forthwith, I would imagine, because you could potentially see vested interest. But then again, I may be totally and utterly wrong. I might be speaking totally out of turn. So I take it all back, just in case, because we have to be compliant with the online safety bill, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure it's all in the register of interests.
Absolutely.
Now this one,
absolutely.
This sort of thing really does tickle me. It really does, because some people just, as soon as anything's there, Zionism. You know, here we go. Tommy's Jewish handler Ezra Levant has flown in from Canada.
Dearie me. Okay.
Yeah. As if. Have you ever met? I've met Ezra. He's a great guy. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Justify beating old men sums you up. I think, as we heard earlier, it wasn't an old man. And if Tommy had just walked up and beaten an old man, he would right now be in jail. But he's been released. Yeah.
Unless, of course, I mean, but we don't know anything at this moment, Jeff, do we? I mean, we just have to take Tommy's word for it, that for some reason he didn't just go and attack some random person, because we know that Tommy Robinson likes to just go and attack random people, doesn't he? Of course, of course, oh, for F's sake. It really annoys me, because that's the presumption that the press had, is that Tommy, just went up to somebody and attacked them. That was it. You know, that's the presumption.
And when the story came out that it was possibly self-defense, everybody assumed he must have gone over the top. We don't know, do we? If he had gone over the top, he would still be inside. He'd be in court today.
But I saw memes of the from the footage, from the film The Fugitive, and they had memes with Tommy's face because he was like on the run. I mean, this has gone right through social media. Social media again. You know, it's like, if you're a free speech absolutist, then that's what you are, and I am. Let people have their say. Let them troll us. Let them do whatever.
Yeah.
Let them troll Tommy. You know, it doesn't matter. It's water off a duck's back. Honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
I love the negative comments. Keep them coming. Get in there. Come on.
Now, Barb Mack here says, if good people like the Reverend Phil Harris and Reverend Brett Murphy support Tommy Robinson, they know him well and I trust them. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's and then there's Jordan Peterson, people like him. And it does show as well when... I don't know whether you've seen the interview I did with Ben Habib. He said he'd stand on I asked him, after this event happened, would he still stand on a platform with Tommy Robinson? He said, yes, why not? And so it shows him that he's got some good judgment, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I would include Elon Musk in this, because Elon has also backed Tommy.
Yes.
However, I'm a little dubious on Elon at the moment, seeing as certain rollouts on the Grok platform, on his Grok AI, do seem a little concerning, to say the least. That such things could be available for children to engage with.
Yes.
And when I say a little concerning, I mean very concerning. We have the online safety bill right now, okay? Yet, on Grok, which is available, all you've got to do is you say, how old are you? Your age verification is, are you over 18? It was something like that. Like, yeah, okay. With that in mind, then, you can then access, let's just say, chats of a very different nature. And I mean, these chats will go all the way. All the way. And it's pretty damning, to be honest with you. And I don't know what Musk was playing at. Obviously, he can see a gap in the market, but I thought, no, I'm not happy with this. I know this man has done wonders for free speech, but this is something that doesn't mean he is beyond reproach, beyond questioning. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Going off topic there, old chap. Going off topic.
Yeah, it needs to be done.
Now,
this is a very important conversation. Children have access right now to something very dodgy in Grok.
Yeah.
Right now.
And you have to wonder whether it is an accident or just an oversight or whatever.
He'll be fully aware of it. He will be fully aware of it. Elon Musk will be fully aware of it. I'm very concerned about this, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Now, Earth Extreme says St Pancras has 450 state-of-the-art CCTV cameras. The area of concern definitely has CCTV cameras. Actually, you could see them, I think, in the video that was taken, that was put up on, that started all this off. I'm sure you can see TV cameras basically right above them. And Earth Extreme goes on to say they know full well Tommy is innocent. Now, if that's the case, I keep on thinking, why have they roped him in? At the end of the day, if Tommy's innocent and there has been an altercation, someone is guilty. Who is guilty? Someone must be guilty. If there was some sort of an altercation, someone attacked someone and someone was forced into self-defense, someone is guilty, yes? Is that not logical? So what should now happen? Yeah, exactly.
So Spike 10, I have to elaborate here. I should have said Grok is Elon Musk's AI. Yeah. And it is apparently the most powerful one
on X. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just on X, it's
on
separate
on X.
Yeah, you can access it on X, but it is a standalone AI for your phone, for your computer, whatever. Yeah, your tablet. So, yeah, very worrying. Very worrying.
I like this one. Squidgely Nuisance to AI says, the right wing only exists inside the far left's head. That's why they mass label people. Yeah, we're all living rent-free in the left wing head. Yes. Oh dear, yeah. There's a lot of things about the whole Jewish and Zionist question coming up here, and all because Ezra Levant happens to be a supporter of Tommy.
Well, I'm sorry.
If
people who are, as soon as somebody who's Jewish emerges and people just go straight in and attack somebody for being Jewish, there is a word for that. It's called being anti-Semitic.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes.
End of. If you're attacking somebody for being Jewish, what do you expect that to be? You know, that's your prejudice. You got to live with that, not me. Yeah. So we won't hear from Black Cube Simulation. Tommy stands for truth, and that is why they hate him. He has had Israel's back. Ooh, yeah, Israel's back for years. It's time they support him to the hilt. Yeah, maybe it is time, actually, that Israel did start paying the legal fees for Tommy. Some people are like, well, he's done a lot for that country. And I will say a lot for that country. What's wrong with the state of Israel? Please tell me. Do you have a problem with the other states which were formed around the same time and partitioned in the same way? Do you? Oh, okay. Let's look at Jordan, for instance, and how Palestinian territory moved into Jordan all of a sudden. Oh, okay. Let's forget, but no, let's forget about that. Yeah. Let's forget about Pakistan and India. Forget about all that in the 1940s, what happened there with the partitioning. Oh, please, don't mention that. Oh, no. No, millions of people displaced, but don't mention it. No. This is all down to the Zionists and the Jews, of course. Oh, honestly, I can't listen to that rubbish.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It just people haven't read. I mean, when this first started, I went back to the League of Nations. The documents that the League of Nations had went through all of this, the whole of the who lived there and all the rest of it, the demographics. And they came to a unanimous decision, that was the area that should have the Jewish nation, a nation for Jews, not a multicultural nation, not a secular nation, no, a nation for safety for Jews. That's what it was created as, and everybody agreed. And it would have been, but no one around, everyone around them just hates Jews.
Yes. It's evil. It's pure evil.
Well, they did.
Yeah. You just dig the soil there in Israel. Dig into the soil. What do you find? What do you find? You find the heritage of the Jewish people, or the Israeli people as well. Which are two sort of technically different things, but you'll find the heritage of those people, effectively. There it is, under the soil. You've got a complete archaeological record of the link of the Jewish people to that land. Judea. You know?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And James Warrington says the far left are anti-Semitic, racist, fascists. They even hate themselves for being British. They do. That's why they go around waving Palestine flags and not UK flags, because they don't like the UK. Yeah. This is a good one. 14 million Jews have 225 Nobel Prizes. How many do the British have? Good question. I think they've got the most per capita, haven't they? The Israelis, the Jews, if I remember that. Yes.
Well, there's a lot of jealousy involved as well. You've got to remember where Israel is. Okay, here you have the most, in many respects, the most successful country in the Middle East, in spite of all that it is surrounded by and the constant. I mean, it makes you wonder what Israel would be like if it wasn't having to be at war with its neighbors continuously. You know, what it would be like. But there's a certain amount of jealousy. I think, was it Douglas Murray raised this point that within a certain demographic, you look at the countries where this belief system, a specific unnamed, which I will not name, belief system is prevalent. And what you find is that these countries are not the sort of places where you and I would want to go and visit. If you believe in women's rights, if you believe that homosexuals have the right to live, then you'll find that many nations which are under the grip, we'll say, not under the grip, that's a bit mean, I suppose, many of these nations which fall within the sort of boundaries of a certain belief system. You go there. You don't want to be there. Trust me. They're not great places. One or two exceptions. But in general, no. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be a woman there. You don't want to be gay there. You don't want to be a lot of things there other than of that denomination. Yeah, there we go. Jeff.
Yes. Now, Matt Schaefer says here, funny how Ezra pre-recorded the Tommy release video. Well, he did release it at about 10:30 or something this morning, and Tommy was let out at, was it 1 a.m. I think, so he had plenty of time to record it, and it was daylight when he recorded it, so I don't think there's any problem with that at all. I think that's a bit of a sort of a conspiracy type
oh yes, definitely. Yes, it's definitely, yes,
but I will tell you, Ezra was in London because he knew Tommy was coming back. He knew when Tommy was coming back. I'll be honest with you, I knew Tommy was coming back. I just didn't know which day. I'd been told he was coming back. And I'd also been told a couple of other things which have been borne out to be true. But I kept them to myself because I thought, I'll wait till he's back. And Ezra does a damn good job of reporting on him. So I thought I'd just leave it to them to get on with it. But I was privy to a couple of things. There you go.
Yes, I have my crystal ball out, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it was.
Yes. Your crystal balls? No.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. All of this stuff about... let's do this. I stand with Jesus. Yes, so do I. And Christian, not Jewish. See? Yeah, not... Yeah. Just give all Christians passports, problems solved overnight. What does that mean? Sorry, never mind.
That's an interesting... Well, okay. Oh, maybe... okay, I won't go down that route.
Right. We love Tommy, and that looks like it comes from... Is that Hebrew there? Is that Hebrew?
Possibly.
That'll get the hairs running again. That'll get the hairs running again.
Oh, the conspiracy theorists will be out there. Yeah, she's shilling for Israel, blah, 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 blah. Means nothing. It means nothing. These are, honestly, Jeff, you and I have been there, and we've seen the left, and we've seen the shape of some of these people on the far left. And honestly, it's quite worrying to think that these people are allowed, to live. I should say allowed to live among us. No, but I don't mean that. No.
Of course
these
not.
people. No, but these people. Sorry, that was just like verbal salad. But these people can hold down jobs and positions in power and in authority. I find it very strange because when you meet them and you realise that these people there's something not quite right with them at all. I mean, they're different to you and I, Jeff. We're normal and sensible,
Yeah.
and these people, my goodness, okay, I might not be fully normal. Okay, yeah, I have issues, possibly.
Yeah. Ashley Stiles says, I lived in Saudi 6 years and Kuwait 2 years and never met a criminal Muslim. They've emptied their jails and sent them here. Right, okay, yes. This is a good one. 3 hour political prisoners. Now, is Lucy Connolly out now? I think she's out, isn't she? Or she's about to be let out. I can't remember which.
Has she been allowed out for
release.
a reason? And is it early release or has she been allowed out for a specific reason?
I don't know, but she's due to go and speak in Westminster.
Yes, no, that might, she may still be a prisoner. I'm not entirely sure on that one. I hope she is going to be released.
Yeah, if you do a quick thingy on it.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll do is I'll just go on and just say that when all this was happening with Tommy Robinson, many thought or were hoping that this would remove Tommy Robinson from the political landscape for years, if not permanently, and also put a big dent in Tommy's Saturday the 13th of September Free Speech Festival. So, and also that it would damage Ben Habib's Advance UK, who so recently said that he would stand on a platform with Tommy and take his Advance UK, and they thought it would also take his Advance UK party down with it. That's what they were hoping. Especially, I would think, Nigel Farage. He probably thought this latest Tommy incident would just scupper almost all his opposition, like Ben Habib, like Advance UK. So, yeah.
Yeah, yes, Lucy Connolly, is to be freed in prison in just weeks after being jailed over Southport tweet. So she's still inside. I believe you're the wife of an ex-Tory councillor who was jailed for calling migrant hotels to be set on fire on the same day of the Southport attacks. Is set to be released in the coming weeks. Interesting. Right. Yes. And now she has been invited to attend a Westminster debate on a landmark petition to review the possible penalties for social media posting. That's the wrong word for social media. Anyway, for posting on social media, basically for wrongthink. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Now someone's put this up. He will not leave his children. I'm assuming that's Tommy. Yeah, he loves his family. He loves his kids. So no, he's not going to do anything to jeopardise that at all. Yeah. So anyway, so sort of going on about Tommy, and they're hoping that it get him inside, get him for this GBH thing, and that's the end of him. But because they haven't been able to nail it on him, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they'll be able to nail it on him. If they thought they could, he would still be inside and be in court today. And I think this will only bolster Tommy's standing amongst his patriots. The patriots of the UK will go, right, this is another lawfare. Because look at what lawfare did against Donald Trump. It absolutely rocketed him up the standings. People don't like that sort of thing, so they'll come out and support Tommy. And as I said, it does also show that Ben Habib has a bit of good judgment too. And I think Advance UK will be gaining a lot of members right now over all of this. So I'm hoping that we'll see a nice boost in numbers, and if we can get those numbers up, then the party will be registered. And and Ben Habib will have, was it 30,000 times tax, 300,000 quid plus his own 100,000. That's 400,000 to start the party with in pounds.
Yes, sorry. I have to interject here quickly. Susan Mack, Lucy did not call for setting fires. She said she didn't care. That's absolutely correct. I'm just reading out what's in the papers. I'm reading from the mainstream media. We all know that sorry, I shouldn't assume possibly that we all know that what she actually did type on social media. And to be honest with you, I have read and possibly even written in the past far worse than Lucy Connolly has. And I'm sure most of you have as well. And yet, in fact, I would go as far as to say many Labour MPs have written far worse. Many Labour MPs have liked tweets calling for genocide. Yes. Genocide of the Jews, effectively, from the river to the sea. Do you know what that means to all those Labour MP liberal lefties and the beautiful trolls here in the comment section? I love you. I really do love you. And do you honestly think, right, that from the river to the sea is a peaceful thing? It's about the people of Gaza just having it's just blending and living happily with Israelis. No. It means something quite sinister and evil. Sorry, I had to correct that there. But yes,
there is a big point here. When people, have you heard them? The occupiers and the occupied and all this sort of thing. What they never tell you is who are the occupiers and what exactly are they occupying. They never tell you that because they would have to include Israel. Not Gaza. This is not about Gaza or the West Bank. This is the whole of the area, including Israel. That has to be, as far as they're concerned, from the river to the sea, has to be eradicated. All those occupiers have to go. The only way to get rid of occupiers is to expel them. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. But they'll never tell you that because you'll suddenly realise the horror of what they're suggesting. That's really is the thing.
Well, there's a lot of
DJ DT Mixer says, you two, the two old men from the Muppet Show, great show, old chaps. Thank you very much.
Yes, that's us.
You're talking about Waldorf and Statler. Those are the two.
Which one is
Waldorf
which?
and Statler. Yes. Well, one of them has got a tash, if I remember rightly, but there you go.
That's you then. Okay. I'll have to go clean shaven next week.
Also, I'm just trying to work this one out. Thank you very much, A.E. Einstein Universe, for your contribution. Money is magic, a cure and the solution for the pain that ails the body of me through ME since 2017. Right, I'd have to... Is that a book? I don't know. Oh, well.
I'm not too sure on that one, but...
No,
there
thank
we
you very
go.
much anyway.
yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know. Sorry, where were we? There was a point I was about to make. I've forgotten it, but so you better jump straight back in, Jeff.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Somebody's mentioned Raina is Miss Piggy then. What I will say, though... Yeah, so that's from one of the comments here. But what I say, Raina, she's really peed off Jeremy Corbyn now with her anti-allotment drive. Because not forgetting that that Mr. Corbyn does like making jam, and I believe he makes jam from things that he grows in his allotment. And I personally, would I eat Jeremy Corbyn's jam? Do you know what? Maybe I would. Because I've just had to go back on the diet in case I die on the carnivore diet, the lion diet, and but if I was off the carnivore, would I eat? I would eat his jam. I'm sure he's brilliant eating jam, even though it would. Well, maybe I wouldn't actually. Thinking about that, his hands preparing it is like, no, I'll just put the lid on top here. Okay, it's all fresh and it's all things that I've prepared. No, I'm not eating that. No, actually, I changed my mind. I'm not eating that, Jeremy. I'm not eating your jam. No, not having your jam. Sorry.
Now,
no.
As Wayne H says, Gary Lineker and Dawn French got away with posting videos of anti-Semitism, so why aren't they being dragged up on charges? Well, this is the whole thing. There's a whole ream of two-tier going on. across the country, and and they rely on these people to push across certain messages they want to push. And P. Wright says, how many of us thought the same thing as Lucy Connolly? Well, I'd keep that to yourself, or you'll get a knock on the door.
No, you can't think that. Yes, you can't think the same thing as Lucy Connolly. If you think the same thing as Lucy Connolly, you could end up with the same fate as Starmer and his noble judiciary, or His Majesty's noble judiciary, by decent, good, and appropriate sentences for everybody, equal before the law, everyone equal before the law, no two-tier. There's two-tier nonsense. I've had enough of this two-tier nonsense, Jeff. It's not true. No, Mr. Starmer and his government and previous government under Mr. Sunak, and for a long time have applied what we could only describe as the most fair judicial system ever known to mankind. Yes. And His Majesty seems, well, it must be so, otherwise His Majesty would say something about it, wouldn't he? Because His Majesty believes in justice and fairness across all of society, and he also doesn't favour one religion over the other. He does, though, of course, have a soft spot for Christianity, doesn't he? Oh, no, it's not Christianity. What's that religion that His Majesty the King has a soft spot for? Can any of you guess? Can you guess?
Yes.
Oh, I sound like Rolf Harris then. Can you guess what it is yet?
Yeah. Now, Stuart Boswell says, who am them these two clows? And I'm asking, who am this bad spoller? But there you go.
While Henry Gay to say that Clun or Cluse, but there a Geoffrey, or that's a Geoffrey, and this a Cluse, this is a Richard, indeed.
Yes, Richard, thank you very much for that. Thank you, Mark Arnold, for your contribution. It comes to something when the British public, already taxed to death, have to crowdfund a new party to stand up for their rights. Well, the thing is that all parties have to stand on their own 2 feet on contributions made by other people. When it comes to the Tories, it's big companies, and when it comes to Labour, it's the unions. Everyone else has to scrabble around for individuals to help fund them or fund themselves. So it does get. But see, I think the unions are going to more likely to head towards Corbyn, and the rich Tories are more likely to go towards reform. But there you go. But are they the answer we want? Are we just building a new Tory party and a new Labour party?
Of course. That's exactly it. That's the way it's looking. Very sad. The only person who seems to be saying anything decent these days is Ben Habib and Nick Tanconi. I got to say, good old Nick.
Yeah.
Don't write him off. You know, I'd love to see him come across to Advance UK, along with many others. There's a few names who I'd like to see banding together. The right needs to unite, but in the meantime, this is an interesting period of time where the right is sort of like trying to define itself, trying to find its soul. Trying to find the soul of this country. So there's something going on which is quite interesting. As the kingdom is united, then what we're seeing how can I explain? We're starting to see the formation of the true identity, not the formation, the resurgence of the true identity of Britain coming to the forefront. I even saw in the Independent today, they were talking about why a lot of these musicians today and singer-songwriters are becoming Christian. You know, that's funny, isn't it? There seems to be a movement towards Christianity going throughout all facets of our society. And the function of the state is going to the function of the state really was to protect the church once upon a time, believe it or not. But that's long gone. That's long gone, unfortunately. Now it's to protect itself. And, let's just see how things pan
we've got to
out.
remember the church was part of the state as such, and still is technically. So, Now,
technically,
IID says, who filmed the Tommy incident? Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it? Lots of people standing around, not helping, if you see what I mean. Strange that, isn't it? What's you see something, someone's someone's had a car accident, first thing you do is you get your phone out, get a good angle, don't you, and do this. And while the kid is inside and there's blood everywhere, you've got to get me selfie with it. Look at me looking at this car accident. This is what goes on nowadays. People get the phone out first, not to phone the police, but to take a selfie or to film the incident. That's where we are at. Yeah.
Yes, Tommy Noble comments here, a referendum for English independence, ? Get rid of the British socialist parties. Jeff, you and I have spoken quite a few times about a referendum for the English and for an English parliament. And there are pros and cons to this. And it wouldn't be a pretty, the splitting up the UK would not be pretty. And it's a very unfortunate thing. I noticed, which is something the other day that I did send on to you, Jeff, is that I think the most popular boy's name in the UK, in particular in England now, is begins with the letter M, and it's not Michael. Yeah. I think you know what name I'm talking about.
Yeah.
However, it was a very different name in Wales. It was more of a sort of, yes. And I thought that's very strange about how the demographics are affecting each individual nation state within the United Kingdom. Yeah. Very, very different. And I think the splitting apart of the United Kingdom, England will fare worse. I really do. I really think that. And it's very sad that England is in the state that it's in. I mean, it's all well and good for the Scotland and Wales right now to a lot of the push for independence. I used to believe in, incidentally, Welsh independence. I still do in some respects, but that's another debate. Maybe, but that's another debate entirely different. In fact, it's not so much for Wales; it's for my county. I believe the county should be the extent of my country, but that's because I'm mad. And there we go. Anyway,
yeah, absolutely. I can concur with that.
Yes.
Now. Sort of English Parliament. I don't really want to go into that too much. We've been online for about 55 minutes now, so that would be another hour. Right. But my point I'm trying to make, though, Jeff, I've got to say this. I've got to finish this point here, and that is Scotland and Wales have not been affected so greatly as England has by recent arrivals. That is something to be noted. There are certain parts in Wales which are demographically shifting, but the majority of the country, no, it isn't happening. And for some reason, a lot of people seem to be favouring England to settle in and around large population areas. What's actually happening is, as people move into England from other places, the English are moving out to Wales.
That's very true. That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah. And just to, Ashley Stiles says, prove Lucy's in jail, prove Tommy went to jail. You cannot. I'm not quite sure what that means, other than to say I visited Tommy in jail. That's proof enough for me. He was there. I went in. I had to go through lots and lots of different doors to go and see him. I went with Momus and also went with Andrew Bridgen. We all went and saw him. We could prove he was there.
Yeah, but prove you're real, Jeff. I don't believe you're real.
Yeah, prove I'm real. Yeah, that's the thing,
prove
isn't
that you're there. Prove that you're sitting there right now. Go on, I dare you. Pinch me.
Wrong way. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
I hit my mic. Never mind. Yes. So there
Jeff,
you go.
So Wayne H, we're all in a simulation. Oh,
don't start that one.
Oh, please, no. Okay.
Did you know that they did? Here you go. They did a scientific experiment on black holes, and they found out that a black hole isn't 3D; it's 2D, which indicates that the entire universe is a hologram, is a representation of something. And I read this and I thought, how can you? And they went through all the maths in mind blowing stuff. Once it got past 2 + 2, that was me finished. But so that was really, we're living in a simulation. And I thought, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if Keir Starmer's 2D as well, you know. There we go.
He's got a 2D mind. He's got a two-tier mind, actually. Yeah. So,
yeah, two-tier. That's it, two-tier.
Yeah, two-tier mind.
Black holes, fake science. Yeah. I like it. It. Makes me think, is it fake science? I don't know, but I like the concept that it might be fake science. It's like the flat earth, Jeff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
We have spoken many times about the flat earth. Now, I'm not saying that the earth is flat. I just want to be I want proof to suggest that it is round. And I haven't seen any proof that it is round. I haven't seen any proof that it's flat. But I mean, it's a very interesting conversation to have. Why can't we just open our minds and talk about these things, as ridiculous as they may be?
Yeah. Now, bipedal species says apparently the way the universe expands, we could be in a black hole. Now, I read that recently, yes. Interesting. Yeah, I read that recently. And it's quite funny that if the universe is expanding, as they say, it will mean that eventually the sky will just be black because there'll be no stars. They'll all be so far away. And if it isn't, and it's coming together, which the shift in frequency doesn't seem to suggest that, we'll all be crushed to a pulp. So, yeah.
Okay.
The background frequency of the universe, the Doppler effect, indicates that the universe is expanding.
The what? The Doppler effect? Oh, good grief. Oh, we're not going on to that now, are we?
No, not there. No, anyway.
Yes.
Now that we've got everybody puzzled.
Yes, we started to talk about Tommy Robinson being free, and we've ended up with the Doppler effect. There we go. That's what you expect on the Jeff Taylor channel, okay? Honestly, we'll start with one thing, we'll end up somewhere else. It's called a conversation and a flow. We can sit and we can do one subject to death, but we'd rather not. We'd rather just be a bit more natural and talk about things. Yeah. And, I mean, Jeff, come on, let's go for another hour, shall we? No, okay.
Oh, no, look, we've really started. I am a fish, says. And then we have Andrew Roswell. The Loch Ness Monster is really a submarine being steered by a Yeti. Right. I'm calling a halt. I'm calling a halt to this stream. We have gone far enough.
This is silly. This is silly. We can't be having any of this now, can we?
No, we can't.
Hang on.
Anyway,
just a second. Oh, no, there's one more. Jeff Taylor. Jeff Taylor. Actually, the reason the sky will end up black has nothing to do with the expansion of the universe. Very good point indeed. Very good. Now, I think we know, as Christians, you know why that would be. But yes, very good comment indeed.
I was just purely talking on the scientific things. Now, this is it. Pray for Tommy. Make sure you do. And if you can help him out, send him a few quid. Every little bit helps, not only for his legal fees, because he's being drained all the time. They keep on. If he's got a bank account, they know what's in it and they want the money out of it, so he can't travel, can't do anything. So that's what they're trying to do. And also that event on the 13th of September costs an absolute fortune, I can assure you.
Yes.
And he needs every penny he can. If we want to make that really, really good, please do contribute to that. Please, if you can afford it. Don't go overboard, but if you can afford it, please do help out. Anyway, on that note, I think we should end.
You don't want to, I can tell. You just want to talk
about
the Doppler effect.
No, don't want to do that anymore. Yeah.
All right, then. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we will possibly be back at 6 o'clock later on this evening. Probably, actually, but not for sure. But check back just in case. And if you do like what we do, then press the like button. If you don't like what we do, press the like button. It's a lovely little button.
Anyway,
you want to press it. Yeah, just press it anyway. Press that. And please subscribe to the channel, because most of you watching this aren't subscribed. Did you know that? I know. It's incredible, but it's true. So press the subscribe button and the all option as well. Click that. And then if you now this is for the real super fans out there. If you really like what you do, go to an Android phone or your laptop or desktop and sign up and become a member of the Jeff Taylor channel. You can do it on YouTube. You can become a member on there. There's a thing which says membership or join, something like that. Join, and for less than the price of a pint of beer, even a half a pint of beer in some London pubs,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can become a member and you get a little bit of extra content. Not an awful lot, but enough. And it helps us keep this channel going, damn it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, over to you, Jeff. Over to you.
And on that note, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him, whichever way he is. Goodbye. Goodbye.